Lights. Music. Let's get Christmassy. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today I am bringing you my urgent TBR. So for this TBR, I've picked 5 books that I really urgently want to get to. 2 are arcs for upcoming book releases, 2 are to complete or continue series, and 1 is a brand new book that has been massively hyped this year that I just want to get on the hype train for. So let's get into what these books are. So let's start with the arcs. The first one, you'll all know if you watched any of my recent videos, I loved the first book of this. I loved the prequel novella. So obviously on this TBR is this behemoth, which is Of Darkness and Light by Ryan Cahill. It comes out on the 31st of December this year, so I really need to get a wriggle on and get reading this. So this is obviously the second in the series. I'm not too sure how many books Ryan plans to have in this series, but this is the second book. So in the first book we're following the main character Kaelin, and he is from this little village, and he basically goes on an errand for his father, gets involved in a fight he really shouldn't have got involved in, and everything kind of goes to pot. So he is launched into this big adventure with this group of people that he does not know, along with his 2 best friends. It is a whole journey. I loved it. Both books were 5 stars. I'm expecting this is going to be a 5-star as well. I'm really looking forward to finally getting to this. Like, it's been a long time. I have got an e-arc of it, but I am more of a physical reader, so I'm so glad and grateful that Ryan chose me to send an actual physical arc. So I'll be getting on with this very soon, and I cannot wait to see where the next book takes the series. And the second arc is this beautiful book which I won in a Twitter giveaway, and this is The Justice of Kings. This comes out in February 2022. I have already pre-ordered my copy of the finished edition of this book. I've heard great things. This is meant to be like the next best thing. This is a super floppy paperback. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. I'm just going to read you the back because I don't know an awful lot about it, but I know I am interested. So this is by Richard Swan, and it says, Sir Conrad von Volt is a justice, a judge, jury and executioner all in one. He is sworn to travel the empire and uphold the law by way of his sharp intellect, arcane powers and skill as a swordsman. Yet these are dangerous times even for a justice. Introducing an unforgettable protagonist destined to become a fantasy icon, The Justice of Kings is an unmissable debut where action, intrigue and magic collide. And I'm really hoping that if I like this, then I can get the review up before it comes out. I'm so excited for this. This sounds so up my street. Really looking forward to this. Also kind of a 5-star prediction, got to be said. So yeah, really looking forward to delving into a new fantasy series and seeing what becomes of this one. The next book is Redemptor by Jordan Ifweko, which is the second and final book in the Rhaebearer duology. I read Rhaebearer earlier this year. I loved it. I loved our main character, who is set with a task by her mother, known only to her as the Lady, that she is to become a member of the King's Council of 12. It's been that long since I've read it that I kind of can't remember the exact terminology, but become part of the inner circle of the crowned prince, and when she gets close enough to him she is to kill him, and obviously that story unfolds and we are gonna find out what happens in this thrilling conclusion, I guess. I am looking forward to this. I'm interested to see where this series goes as well. I did really enjoy the first book. It was a 4 stars. I think I recommended it to Eric and most other people. I think I do recommend it as like a really good YA fantasy. I liked where it went. I liked the relationships within it. I just really fell in love with the story, so I'm hoping that I do the exact same with the sequel. Next up on this urgent TBR is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. So this is the sequel to The Poppy War. And in the Poppy War, we are following our main character Rin, who works her butt off to get a scholarship into a military academy called Singard. I pronounce it Singard, I could be pronouncing it really wrong. But she gets into this military academy so she doesn't have to pay any fees to escape the life that she is currently fostered into. And she essentially discovers shamanism, and then she gets thrown into a war. And adult book, as I always say about this trilogy, please check trigger warnings because there are quite a few, but I'm really looking forward to where the sequel goes. I have read the first however many pages before, I have started it before, and obviously haven't completed it because it's on this list. Something I really need to get to because I want to complete this trilogy. It's such a good trilogy, and I know that R.F. Kuang has already got a new book in the works. I think it's coming out next year and it's called like Babel or something, but it's more of an academia kind of vibe rather than a war kind of vibe. I could be wrong there, but that's what I remember. So I'm really looking forward to that. I love the writing style in this. I love the characters. My favourite thing about this series, or obviously I've only read the first book, but my favourite thing so far is that everyone is morally grey. No one is a hero, no one is a villain, everyone has got good and bad traits in them. It's very obviously human in that way, and it's very realistic in that way, and I love that. I think it's great. So I'm sure I'll love the sequel even more. The first one I believe is a 4-star for me, like a very strong 4-star, and I'm thinking that the series will just go up and up continually as I read it. So yes, need to get to this super soon. And then finally, the book that has received the most hype that I'm aware of, probably not most hype, but I think it is a very hyped book. It sold out of every special edition, and I haven't read it yet, even though I wanted to read it the minute I got my hands on it, and I just didn't. That is The Empire of the Vampire, if you didn't guess. So this is by J. Christoph. This is his newest book, his newest series, and it's obviously following vampires. So our main character, let me get this right. It has been 27 long years since the last sunrise. For nearly 3 decades, vampires have waged war against humanity, building their eternal empire even as they tear down our own. Now only a few tiny sparks of light endure in a sea of darkness. Gabriel de Leon, half man, half monster, and last remaining Silver Saint, a sworn brother of the Holy Silver Order dedicated to defending the realm from the creatures of the night, is all that stands between the world and its end. Now imprisoned by the very monsters he vowed to destroy, the last Silver Saint is forced to tell his story. A story of legendary battles and forbidden love, of faith lost and friendships won, of the wars of the blood and the forever king, and the quest for humanity's last remaining hope, the Holy Grail. I have read about 20 or so pages of this already, and I did enjoy it. It's obviously going to be a slow start. I think J. Christoph is very similar to V. Schwab in that kind of way for me personally. I find that his world building is obviously a bit slow, which I really want in my big chunky fantasy books, because I want to delve as deep into these worlds as I can and learn everything I can about these people. So yeah, I need to get to this. Just haven't, which does not surprise me in the slightest. But yeah, again, this is, well actually no, I don't think this is going to be a 5-star prediction, shock horror. I think it's going to be a very strong 4 stars, but obviously this is going to be a series, so I'm expecting that this will be heavily world building and obviously plot, but maybe not as much action as I want there to be. So solid 4 stars is my prediction for this. So there you go, here is my immediate TBR that I want to get to. Whether I will get to all of these before the end of the year, I'm going to say no, because that's actually quite a hefty stack, thinking about it, really. Of Darkness and Light is at 900 pages, I'm pretty sure, so it's huge, and obviously Empire of the Vampire isn't particularly small, so whether I'm going to get to that anytime soon, I don't know. But that is my urgent TBR. Obviously I want to get the arcs crossed off. I have got plans for a video for Of Darkness and Light, so keep your eyes peeled for that coming at some point. Not too sure when yet, but it will happen at some point. So yeah, that is everything for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed another video within my countdown to Christmas. We're getting closer now, so slowly but surely Christmas is definitely coming. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below. What is one book that you urgently want to read before the end of the year? And if you don't want to leave me a full comment, leave me any of the single book emojis just to symbolise, you know, the immediate book that you want to read, maybe before the end of the year, maybe the first one you want to read in 2022. Just let me know down below. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload new videos. On my standard timetable, I upload on a Wednesday and on a Sunday, but currently I'm uploading every single day until Christmas Eve. So my last video will be on Christmas Eve. So make sure you stick around for all the fun content that I have got planned, because there is still plenty more coming. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more bookish content from me. But otherwise, that is everything for today's video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye.